I'm bringing you here today to talk about the legal and ethical tizzy of what's going on with Wendy Williams, because if it can happen to her, it can happen to any one of us. So, Anna, what do you know about what's happening with Wendy Williams and Wells Fargo?
Nothing really. I don't know. Yeah.
Are you familiar with Wendy Williams?
Yeah, of course. She's like a talk show host, She kind of does gossip stuff, Yeah.
Yeah, so Wendy Williams is an American former broadcaster, media personality, writer, and from 2008 to 2021, she hosted the television talk show, The Wendy Williams Show. Prior to TV, Williams was a radio DJ and host. She also had several books, appearances in various films and TV shows, and her own product line. So you could say she's an enterprising woman, a little bit of an entrepreneur, a little bit of an innovator per se.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Should I say something? I'm sorry.
I'm like, clap if you think she's an innovator.
Yeah, and everybody would clap. She's an inspiration to, women across America. I don't know. Yeah.
No, so true. Okay, here's a rundown of the timeline.
Okay.
Okay, so in July 2021, Williams makes her final appearance on her talk show, The Wendy Williams Show. She didn't know it would be her last, though she expected to return in the fall. And then September 2021, reports surfaced that Williams has been transported to a New York hospital following a call to 911 for an individual in need of psychiatric services. November 2021. Further reports surfaced that Williams is suffering from early onset dementia. Her brother Tommy Williams publicly denies these claims, stating that she is not suffering from any such ailment. So, January 2022. According to Williams' attorney, LaShawn Thomas, Williams makes a request to Wells Fargo for her bank account statements because she suspects misconduct by her financial advisor, and she needs her most recent bank statements to switch to another financial institution. That same month, after receiving notice from Williams' financial advisor, Lori Schiller, that the TV host is of unsound mind, Wells Fargo freezes Williams' bank accounts and petitions the court to have her placed under a temporary financial guardianship, citing risk of financial exploitation, dementia, or undue influence in the court filing. That next month, as a result of Wells Fargo's claims that Williams is a possible victim of financial exploitation, the TV personality fires her entire management team, including Schiller and Bernie Young, her financial advisors. That same month, February 2022, Williams' legal team files an emergency order with the New York Supreme Court for her Wells Fargo bank account to be unfrozen. In the petition, Williams claims that the bank is in possession of several millions dollars worth of funds, and that she had been denied access to those funds for upward of 2 weeks, which has led to her default or risk defaulting on her bills. And then the petition further claims that Wells Fargo is breaching its fiduciary duty to Williams, causing her to suffer imminent and irreparable financial damage. Williams argues that the claims surrounding her alleged incapacity were falsified, and that despite terminating her problematic advisor, Wells Fargo continues to deny her access to her accounts. Williams demands that her and her team be granted access to her Wells Fargo bank accounts within 48 hours. Okay, and then, this is crazy, that same month, right, all those three things, that same month, the Wendy Williams Show is permanently canceled.
So was that like a network decision?
We'll never know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a good run. I don't know.
That same month, March, the court appoints an unnamed temporary financial guardian for Williams, agreeing with Wells Fargo that a temporary guardian is necessary while the Wendy Williams and Wells Fargo bank case is pending. Again, that same month, March 2022, in response to Williams' claims that she risked defaulting on bills due to Wells Fargo freezing her assets, the banking giant releases a statement that in part reads, Wells Fargo's priority is the financial well-being of Miss Williams and the preservation of her privacy. As we have expressed to the court, Wells Fargo is open to working with Miss Williams' counsel to release funds directly to her creditors for bills historically and regularly paid for her accounts. So, March 2022, that same month, Williams posts a video to Instagram in which she claims, among other things, that Young used approximately $100,000 of her money to hire a law firm to pursue a guardianship over her. She also alleges that a former doctor, whom she fired, had sent her medical information to Schiller, her former financial advisor, who then shared it with Wells Fargo without her consent. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, like it's kind of like bullshit. Like like
you don't think that like that could happen?
no, like not that like she's lying, but like I don't know. I'm sure like if you have like these accountants or like financial advisors or whatever, like they do have access to like embezzling money. Isn't like embezzlement is something that happens. I feel like it's not usually like a bank doing it, but like May 2022, a New York judge appoints an unnamed guardian to control Williams's finances until at least July. This new guardianship removes Wells Fargo from having an operational role in Wendy Williams' financial guardianship dispute.
Just gonna live for her. Like, if you were thinking that Wells Fargo was like,
Stealing your money, it's good to like get them away. You know what I mean?
Get them away.
Yeah. But May 2022, so the same month, Williams is interviewed by rapper Fat Joe and reveals to him that she has only $2 to her name. News outlets describe her as rambling during the interview.
I feel like in my mind, like an interview, like they're both sitting down in chairs with each other, but I guess you can just, do an Instagram live now.
What about you?
I think, she was talking like pretty lucid, she was, talking about like what specifically happened.
So do you think that like Wells Fargo is like legitimately taking money from her?
I think both things can be true.
So a guardianship or a conservatorship may be able to be avoided. Something else Williams could have done was to designate someone via her estate planning document to act as her guardian in the event of her incapacitation. As of September, while Wells Fargo no longer directly controls Williams' finances, she's still under a financial guardianship, which means that her finances are controlled by her financial guardian.
And I don't know, like I haven't heard like the opinions of any, like obviously like, medical information is like very confidential, but if like any.
But I'm trying to see her medical.
I'm trying to see like her medical history because like I haven't like all I'm hearing right now is like lawyers and like bankers talk about this, and I'm just like
I want to hear her doctor talk about it.
Yeah, right. It's like
That felt like a religious experience.